I flew to Egypt with a sewing machine and a goal to make a garment. No studio, minimal tools, just half the fabric I needed to make a garment and the idea that I could finish it somewhere out in the desert. The plan seemed simple. Source fabric in Cairo, sew near the pyramids, head deeper into the desert and finish the jacket before we left. But as you can imagine, things didn't exactly go to plan. I got thrown off a horse and broke my wrist. We crossed military checkpoints near an active war zone where things got a little tense, and more than once it just felt like the whole project was about to fall apart. But we filmed the entire journey. We went deep into Islamic Cairo sourcing lining fabrics in crowded markets. We climbed through the pyramids, and along the way we met some incredible people who helped us make this whole thing possible. Somehow the project kept moving. This challenge was way harder than I expected. Apparently the police are here now. This is part of my travel sewing series where I try to sew a garment in as many different countries as I can. This was our Egypt experience. I'm finally here in Egypt. Been doing so much traveling. We've been on and off trains and trying not to get scammed for the taxi, but we're finally here in Cairo. Day one we've got here, we're chilling out. And when I say we, it's myself and my friend Beau. He is an amazing filmmaker. He does all of his own sort of music videos and all of these different videos that he fully directs himself. We've basically just arrived, day one. Over the last few days I've been talking to a guy called Seif on WhatsApp, and he's coming to pick us up in a little bit, take us for some food, show us around. Day two, I'm going to head to the markets, and the challenge basically consists of me bringing the outer shell fabric for the place where I'm making the jacket. But day two will consist of going to source the inner lining fabric of this jacket that I'm building. Pretty much day three onwards is going to be me constructing the jacket in some amazing different places around Cairo, and by the end of this video I should have myself a jacket completed. For now, I'm just going to chill out and I will touch bases with you tomorrow. I'm kind of a little bit nervous for this challenge. This is a little bit different, a little bit out of my comfort zone. So just being a little bit cautious and making sure I respect where I'm sewing and where I'm not and all that sort of thing. I mean, the goal obviously from the beginning was to sew right outside the pyramids, but we've been talking back and forth with that, and apparently permits are needed, all of this different thing. This is quite a very small camera, so it probably won't obstruct. I've bought two patterns with me. I've bought the Origin hooded jacket and I've also bought the Type 2 pillar jacket. The process starts tomorrow. For now, I'm just gonna eat, chill, and see where the night takes me.
Yo, let's go.
Good morning everybody. Before we go on the full journey to the markets and start the jacket project, thought I'd obviously come and visit the pyramids. We've actually just got some tickets to go inside them. The locals that we've met last night and chilled out with, they're helping us with all the pricing and stuff so we don't get absolutely ripped off. Kind of got to come here and do the tourist before we start. We're entering the zone where I'm kind of prepared to be haggled and asked to buy a million different things. This is your first time at the pyramids too, and you live here. It's kind of crazy. So it begins. No, thank you, bro. Yeah, welcome. Where'd you go? England.
Go, go!
That's some fuck shit, look at that. this part of Cairo called?
This is called the Azhar. Al-Azhar.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now we're in the Azhar street. We're going to head to see like the market for fabrics and stuff. And we also pass by like the Azhar Mosque, the Azhar Park, and all the Azhar, like this is like the Islamic part of Cairo.
Nice. It is bloody hectic here. And we're sort of dipping in, getting the fabric, and then kind of just like dipping back out, you know. Also, you know, seeing the culture, but the culture's quite overwhelming. And to be honest, I feel like it's a bit too much for me and Beau. So sourcing fabric in Cairo was kind of tricky because a lot of the fabrics that they do sell are for obviously mass production. And going to these sort of fabric districts, you're finding a lot of jerseys and stuff like that. I did come across this one curtain shop which sold this jacquard-type weave fabric, which ended up being perfect.
This. You like this one?
This is very nice. This will be really nice for jacket.
Fine, so you like the color?
Yeah,
you like
that's the one. That's the one.
البيت عامل كام بقى؟
ده اخر 450. ده جولان صالون. مش هزر والله.
ده صالون يا عم.
وده صالون.
ده ايه يا عم. You have like 800 Egyptian pounds?
2 meters, yeah?
Yeah.
عم باسم اهو.
ده من اصول
عم
الفراعنه.
باسم هو الفراعنه كلها.
قول له ان ده برضه في ناس من توت عنخ امون. قول له اذن فراعنه.
He's saying that he's a pharaoh.
بالله قول له اذن
The grand his ancestors are all pharaohs.
He's important.
Yeah, he's important. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit.
صورها يا صاحبي صور ده معانا مصر.
ايوه يا باشا.
مصر
مصر يا باشا ونفتخر. ايوه طبعا نفتخر بصناعه
ارفع
بلدنا.
البنطلون يا اخويا عشان البنطلون نازل بتاعك.
لا هو كده من اول اليوم هم عندهم هناك كده. عادي.
ازيك؟
اسمي جاك.
ماي نيم از احمد رجب. الله يحكيك.
جاك.
من هم اصلا؟
ايه؟
منين؟
Did you put in the bag?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
يا عم.
فين بس؟
Goodbye.
Goodbye. دخل جوه ولا ايه؟
Thank you.
So let me show you. This is Muaz.
Hi.
Egypt's #1 designer in the world.
Thank you.
He's going to conquer the world soon.
Hi guys.
Yes, but we've had a link up and we're
Actually,
trying to find
Jack
the
is the one,
fabric.
guys. He's the number one.
I would love to be able to film properly and actually vlog. And this is the start of the video, so it's kind of annoying, but it's so hectic. They just asked me if I wanted to try what?
Alexandrian liver كبدة اسكندراني.
Okay. But it sounds, I don't know what it sounds like, so we're
Don't
gonna
take it
do
as if it's an actual liver,
Okay.
but like here in Egypt we make really great food from like body parts.
Yeah. Okay, well I will definitely try it, but I'm too overwhelmed right now. I think Beau feels the same. We'll go chill out.
I want you to take something in mind that we're not like China.
No, I don't
eat
know.
good
No,
food.
eat
We
good,
all-
cook well. It's not. Yeah. We got in. We crashed the car earlier.
Oh my God, really?
We scratched Seif's car.
Oh my God. But actually, where we're heading right now is like more chill and more like quiet place.
Yeah.
Everybody's so busy.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing. This is the lifestyle of the Cairo in China. You know?
Yeah, totally. See, the whole trip is like based around sewing a jacket.
Amazing.
So it's I'm trying to get that done first.
Okay.
And we are going to be traveling around a little bit, and then afterwards I'm going to chill and maybe go to the museums and.
That's
that
really
sort of thing.
good. That's really good. I'm so excited to see what you're gonna do and your experience about it, the whole
Definitely.
trip, you know?
We are out of the hecticness now. At times I didn't really want to pull my camera out, so I don't know what that footage is going to look like from the past like 5 minutes of the video and finding the fabrics. But we did find the fabric. I like to go for that like curtain kind of fabric, which is really, really nice. We're now back at their studio. I'll show you exactly what it looks like in a minute. I've got my sewing patterns right here. It's going to be a fucking sick jacket. And the audio is a little bit better now because I've got a microphone. Part of the video where I kind of start the whole process of putting everything together, starting with the pattern, cutting the fabric, and then we're going to get to the main part of the video, which is obviously sewing out in all the different places I find. So yeah.
We're going to do some crazy shit right now.
Yes.
Egypt all the way to London, UK, to Bournemouth, everywhere. Stay tuned.
So you kind of know how the process goes of me making my sewing patterns. I'm making the Type 2 pillar jacket from my patterns collection, but I'm going to do it in a medium, so it's a nice cropped jacket, and then hopefully after the full thing is built and we've sewn in all these crazy locations which we've got sort of lined up and we're smashing out over the next few days, I'm going to get to sticking the pages together. I was meant to do it before I'm here, and before I arrived in Cairo, but I'm just going to smash it out now and then cut the fabric together. I'll show you more in depth the lining fabric that it was too hectic to film earlier, and then from there we'll put it all in my bag and get ready and sort of get going with the whole sewing outdoors.
What's going on, Seif? Where are we right now?
Hey, this is Kliff Studios. Here we are a production house. We do all sorts of production, from like clothing to media production to any kind of booths or like BLT type production. Come with me and let me show you around. Here is our hospitality area where we
chill.
Yeah, where we chill. And our TV, we watch like football. This is our like fashion department where we like get the creative process for like creating patterns, creating the whole idea of from A to Z of a piece, a specific piece. Here we have like Jack starting to work on his piece in Egypt. Also Moaz holding the camera. He's actually a fashion designer, /stylist / the creative Baba, if you know what I mean in Arabic.
So I'm at the stage where I'm cutting the fabric now, so I wanted to show you what fabric I chose for the project. It actually has kind of a pretty cool story, to be fair, behind it. A few minutes walk from my studio in Bournemouth is the Russell-Cotes Museum, a Victorian mansion sitting right on the cliffside, built by a man named Merton Russell-Cotes, who spent his whole life travelling the world and collecting art to bring back home. On one of its walls hangs this painting right here, the Anno Domini, painted in 1883 by Edwin, one of the most celebrated artists of the Victorian era, and he was obsessed with the ancient world also. He spent years travelling through Egypt and the Middle East, studying its people, its temples, and pouring all of it onto painting. Russell-Cotes acquired this one as a centerpiece, and you can kind of see why. It depicts the flight into Egypt, Mary on a donkey, Joseph at her side, and the infant Christ moving anonymously through the packed Egyptian street, surrounded by temples, obelisks, merchants, and crowds who have no idea what's passing through them. I've always been drawn to the ancient world also, its wonders, paintings, in the same way I guess Edwin has. It somehow weirdly connects Bournemouth, my hometown, directly to Egypt. That's a little bit of backstory behind why I've chosen it. I guess back to the build. Exciting that we found some fabric that tells a story more than just picking a random image. I'm going to lay my pattern pieces down on it. I'm really happy with how I've sort of textured it, because then you can layer all the pattern pieces over. Yeah, let's do it.
Yalla, yalla.
And I kind of forgot to say, as I started cutting it out, but pretty much right here, this is the lining that I sourced in Cairo earlier, like a curtain type fabric. There was loads of options, as you saw, but I wanted to make sure the one that I picked was like perfect. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. It holds a little bit more weight than a normal sort of jersey fabric or what someone would normally line a jacket with. But yeah, this is perfect. Kind of curtain fabric, weaved a little bit, obviously matches the print, so I think it works perfectly. So I've pretty much figured it and finished cutting out all of the fabric ready to start sewing. There is a lot of pieces. Obviously I've got that really nice lining. Everything's cut out, cuffs, collar, the sleeve pattern, the back, and I actually ironed down the pleats before, just because I know that's probably going to be really tricky when I don't have an iron. That's all the fabric cut out. I also have some leftovers here, which is really nice. I'm going to use that for welted pockets or potentially just other little bits and bobs that I need along the way, whether I need to add a little bit of fabric somewhere or add a new pocket or something like that. Packed all my tools away, and that's pretty much what I came here to do. And thank you to the Kliff guys for having me here and allowing me to have an amazing table to work, and yeah, it's been very accommodating. Everyone's great. So yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go.
We've
just got in some taxi and I don't have a handle. I don't have a door handle, a seat belt, and the car's breaking down, but wish us luck.
Show up, does it?
There's light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the destination on the maps. Yeah, I guess you never know with Egypt or Cairo. So, best to keep your wits about you. And yeah, as soon as we get back, I'm getting some food. Look at my great handle. Just on the right, just here. I can open the door.
No,
Oh, I can't.
just a minute.
Oh, there we have it. All right, thank you.
Bye, okay.
Cheers, man. Thank you. Oh, let me check that I've got everything. We didn't get absolutely robbed, stolen, and it was all fine. We live to tell the tale. It is a brand new day. We're in a bit of a random location right now. We're in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and pretty much we're attempting to ride a horse all the way to Saqqara from Giza today, and I don't think we've sorted out all the logistics. I need a table to be able to sew, which I think Seif has forgotten, which is all good. We can try and figure that out somehow. And apparently now you can't ride the horse with a backpack, and that's all my tools, materials and fabric and machine. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. We've kind of just drove here because apparently we're a bit late. So we woke up all a bit tired from last night. I was cutting the fabric until quite late. So we went to sleep, woke up, and now we've kind of spawned in a new location. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to show you where we are, and then yeah, I mean, hopefully we can sew.
Cameras and table and chair.
Yeah, thought about the same
So you
thing.
might want to communicate with Seif about that.
Yeah, I intend
Instead of fucking
to.
holding the camera at me. Like.
Forgot.
دكتور يوسف, do you want to عايز تطلع معاه في اللقطة دي؟
كلمني انجليزي والله بفهم برضه عادي. لا اوكي.
But yeah, we figured out the table situation, the
Dr.
chair
Yusuf is going to help us
situation.
out, like with the whole table and chair situation. Like
We'll take it in the car and
What-
we'll.
Okay, perfect. Then what's the bag situation like? Because we can't obviously ride the horse with the bags, can we?
I think if we can take it on the bag, I think we can also put it in the
It's
car.
small, yeah, portable.
Okay. What, the bag?
The bag, yeah.
The machine or the.
Yeah,
sewing
smallish,
machine.
but obviously I've got battery, fabric.
Yeah, but it's all in the bag,
But,
right?
oh, there's.
During this logistical talk, trying to figure out how we're going to get everything into the desert, we probably should have figured this out prior, a day before getting there. But there was only one thing going through my mind, and I'm pretty sure it was going through Beau's as well. Are they aware? Are they aware that we don't know how to ride a horse?
Yeah, that way.
They are aware of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so because I don't want to learn and then crack my head open on the concrete.
No,
you know
no,
what I mean?
no.
Oh, how very stupid I was, because exactly that ended up happening. But despite realising this, I think we both tried to bury that to the back of our minds and kind of just get on with it. Right, go on then, explain
So
the
we're
plan.
gonna take the horses out of the stable into the desert, and Hassan there is gonna take all the equipment in the car and give it to us once we're in the desert, so you can film and.
So are we riding the horses to the desert?
Yeah, we're riding the horses into the desert.
But what happens if I don't know how to ride a horse?
We're gonna find out. It's my first time too.
Fucking hell. Okay, yeah, nice. Well, we'll be in this together. Saif, have you rode a horse before?
I used to ride donkeys.
Okay, so you kind of got like a little bit of a.
Some.
Okay.
We're going to see.
I
now.
rode camels,
Yeah,
not horses.
Okay.
You know them TikToks with the SD kid?
Yeah.
You gotta get a shot. I'm gonna go so fast.
Yeah.
We're gonna go viral on
That's
TikTok, yeah?
That's what we want to.
Yeah.
Like,
We need to do
go
that.
really fast.
I wanna get like so good at a horse by the end of this.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think it would be fine. I think I'm just a little bit worried about falling off, but I think it'll be fine. Well, I better get my film this. I better get my bloody helmet on then. Might fucking go flying.
Look, he's gonna do it right now.
وين لا يا دخل بنك؟ احلف بالله وربنا
رجليك مسوا بعضها.
So we kind of got thrown in on the deep end, and there was a bit of a trek from the actual stable itself to the desert, but I think we all felt like we were getting quite used to the horses. It wasn't too hard. We were going in a straight line, and in the end we actually ended up making it to the desert. He did amazing for carrying that. I know how heavy it is, so it's very heavy. We made it to the desert. I think we're going to set up around this area. From what I said last night and this morning, there's a bit of complication behind like carrying stuff too far into the desert, and also just like they've all carried our stuff, so I feel grateful for that, and I think we can get the shots here. As I mentioned, you've got like Saqqara and all the pyramids over there, and then just behind us, let me try and just behind us, behind Seif, you've got all of the Giza pyramids too. I'm going to set up and then try and sew some bits of the jacket. We've got quite an entourage with us too, so just kind of figuring out how we're going to do it, what we're going to do. I kind of need to get off the horse for me to be able to do that. So yeah. So, we have a little spot. We're going to set up the machine. At this point, I'm kind of setting up, getting ready to sew in the desert, and we've come all this way, all the hassle with riding the horses, and I realised that I forgot the international power adapter. So I can't sew. Maybe Beau's got one in his bag.
Jack, can you show him the plug?
اختراع بس الموز له فشته. ممكن
Sniff the cable. Nah, because I can't cut the cable. No.
رجعه لزقه تاني.
Because if I cut it, I won't be able to get another one. Yeah, well, we've absolutely it. We rode on horses. We've got to the location, and they've given me a European cable, which is, you know, what I thought would be good. But this is a completely wrong cable. I can't get this in at all. This is so typical, and it's just little things like this where it's like, sake, like you should have thought about it, Jack, before. And now we're in this predicament. We've gone through all this mess of getting everyone to come here, and I forgot the adapter in the middle of the desert. Yeah. Like we're like mostly set up. Tools are ready, machines ready, fabrics cut, and then the adapter. It's the wrong thing, yeah. For the campaign video, obviously, we can kind of do a few cutaway shots and some opening shots with the desert in the background. Like me walking up to the machine and all that sort of thing, but obviously the behind the scenes and the vlog stuff is showing what's really happening. So, I guess we're just going to have to see what happens. These guys are nice enough to stay with us whilst we're sewing. We're going to get a few shots in different spots. But it's just one of them things that you genuinely, I can't really do anything about it right now, so. Ready? Well, apparently the police are here now, so. Yeah?
Jack, we can't film for much longer because they're police, so can I just get you walking into the frame? Faster, Jack, faster. Out a bit more.
literally pretending to sew right now and the horses are going around me. This is kind of crazy. Like, it's more for the campaign shoot whilst Beau's getting the shots, but yeah, we just don't have a way of getting this plug adapter. Apparently the police are turning up. So I'm kind of pretending to sew so Beau can get the shot, and then I'm not sure what's going on because I have no communication with them on the top of the sand dune.
For this to work, because if this didn't work, plan B, you have to like act like you're making the thing. You have to film what you came here to film.
Yeah, well, we can't do that, but yeah, I know what you mean. And
This is Egypt. We're the master of deception. We're literally the masters of deception. So this is like what we do naturally. If something like this happened, we put the piece here and you act like you're doing it, and you move the fabric.
To do that.
Okay, so this isn't.
We either cut the actual cable itself and put it into the block, but then if we cut it, then we got to find an electrical.
The same wire in the electric shop.
Yeah, same wire in the electric shop, which obviously is going to be quite hard to find because it's a sewing machine. Or I just act like I'm sewing in the different locations, and I think I'm just going to act, and then it should be fine. In situations like this, I feel defeated. For the moment, I'm not, but it's. If I'd have thought about it more, I would have checked all of this, and you would have thought, oh yeah, check all your wires before leaving the Airbnb. I did check the sewing machine in the exact EcoFlow, but it was on another day, and I actually had the adapter on the end of the plug. There is not even a needle in the sewing machine. Change location, you can see the pyramids in the background, and I am fake sewing again. Right here. I was just saying to Seif that, you know, as annoying as things like this are, kind of just gotta love it at the same time, because if it was so smooth, it just wouldn't be worth doing, you know. Like, if I wanted to sew in my studio, I can do that any time of the year, you know, anytime. But being able to do something like this, I'm very grateful. So it comes with a lot of trials and tribulations, and I think that is genuinely what is going to make this so cool at the end. So we are packing up. We're going to head back to the Airbnb, which does have an amazing view of the pyramids.
Cheers, Jack.
Yeah. As I was saying, that last 10 seconds of the clip probably just represents how stressful this whole thing is. Oh yeah, and I didn't show you when it happened. I put my machine on the table and I was just filming a little clip for Instagram, and this happened, which kind of ended up messing up my machine for the rest of the trip. I'm very happy to be riding a horse. I've never rode a horse before, so this is very...
Back in England?
Never. And it's sick that like you can control it, and and hopefully it doesn't throw me off. And this right here was the exact reason why it threw me off. I'll explain in a minute.
Okay, let's go both of us.
No, because I gotta go with them.
Eh?
I have to go with him.
Yeah, I know. Let's go and they will follow.
But no, because the guy Beau, he needs to film me, so he's
انت تبع اللي مضايقك اني افرجك؟
going this way, this way. Which way are we going? No. I'm trying not to. Oh, bloody hell. Let's try to be sensible, mate. Okay? It does stay still, but sometimes it just goes off.
This one.
Yeah. Like I can't control it. It just keeps kicking off when I pull back. Okay, we're going in here then. Alright. Oh! I'll turn round in there.
Brother, let me walk, please. Let me walk. I'll get off the horse. I'm not doing this, bro.
No. I got the nice one. He's chilling. Beau's really not having a good time. And to be honest, neither was I. I did not film the horse throwing me off, which is one of the most annoying things. However, because these were stable horses and not really just like normal tourist horses that you'd find at the pyramids, that guy, the main guy on the white horse, he came flying past whilst we were going on the road back to the stable, and my horse just went. I tried to rein it in, pull the reins back, but it just bucked me right off the back. I fell on my back and I ended up breaking my wrist. I can't get on. No, I walk. Arm. Yeah? Yeah, so I'm gonna walk because. Yeah. No, it's okay, it's okay. Oh. Oh. It threw me off the back. Oh mate, it threw me off the back.
Which one?
The yellow coat, brown one.
This one?
Yeah, this one. It was kind of started galloping. I just got thrown off the back of a horse, and it hurt. And it was on this sort of concrete-y sort of thing, and I had to just kind of start galloping. So I was trying to rein it back a little bit. So yeah, I'm okay. Yes. We don't have anything like a whip or anything to sort of calm it down. So I'm trying to use the reins, and it's fighting the reins, and then it starts picking its front legs up, and I thought, like, what am I going to do? Didn't want to get trampled by a horse, so I just jumped backwards and kind of landed on my back. But yeah. But I'm good.
What happened?
Basically, it started galloping.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to slow it down. So I'm pulling back. I pulled back.
Because
and then it starts.
Side.
So you're pulling like a wide or like a
no,
small
I'm pulling. I was pulling back, and then it started going high, and then it just threw me off the back. Yellow. It had a yellow coat, but But I'm okay. It was alright.
It was okay?
I've definitely got a sprained wrist, and to be fair, I kind of deserved it. Egypt's sort of been humbling me a little bit, and I think I've just got to be a little bit more safe towards situations and kind of just wheel it in a little bit. The horse threw me off the back of it. I didn't really think too deeply into it, so now I've got a sprained wrist and a sprained knee. I've got a knee brace on and a wrist brace on, and we are going to travel tonight to a place called Sinai. We'll be in the countryside a little bit, be in the Airbnb, start a little bit later because it just looks amazing around the area. We just set up what's going on here. I'm sort of trying to get a lot of the easier bits of the jacket done whilst my wrist is... So I'm sewing the sleeves together whilst the pyramids are in the background. So yeah, we're going to try get as much as we can, and then later on tonight we're going to get a bus to Sinai. Probably sleep on the bus and then wake up and sort of smash it the next day. So I'm not sure how much of that you were able to see. I filmed a little bit here and there, but I managed to sew together the 2 arm pieces on both arms, so they're fully together now, and pretty much the arms can just be sewn together at a later date. It's kind of always something that I do last, but I thought I'd just get it sort of together. I lost some thread on the way here. I've just had to just keep using 2 bobbins, one on the top and one on the bottom, and just keep like swapping round if one like, you know, sort of runs out of bobbin thread. But we're in the wars here a little bit, but I have a really positive feeling about Sinai, and on the way we're going to grab some more thread off Moaz, who we met last night. We're travelling through the night, as I mentioned, so we'll just be sleeping on the coach. We'll get to an Airbnb and then we'll just mega chill. Now the battery works, we finally got a plug. I'm glad that I didn't cut the lead and made the decision to not do that, because, you know, that's kind of a bit of a stupid thing to do. We kind of had to take the L today on the sewing machine and on me falling off my horse. My knee hurts really bad, and I'm going to rest up, make sure I get some thread so we can get this jacket completely finished. But yeah, I'll try and vlog the process. So we left Cairo for Sinai and drove through the night. We knew we were going down to a place called Dahab, but what nobody really explained was how weird the journey was actually going to be. Looking back on where it was on a map, I probably shouldn't have been that surprised. Sinai is this narrow strip of land that has been fought over for thousands of years. Israel seized the whole peninsula in 1967, and Egypt only got it back for a US brokered peace deal in 1978. And up north, there's still an active ISIS insurgency running against the Egyptian military right now. I didn't realize we'd be passing through so many military checkpoints in the middle of the desert. Before one of the checkpoints, the locals told us to hide our bags in the car, fake putting them through the airport-style security scanners, and get back to the van so it looked like they'd been cleared before the search. I don't really know whether this was normal for the locals, but the whole route felt pretty sketchy. You're just sitting there in the dark, hoping that they come back with the passports and wave you through. Eventually, we made it past all of it. The sun started coming up over the mountain on the way into Dahab, and everything shifted. For the first time in a while, it felt like the pressure with the project might finally ease off. So I don't know what the audio was like on the last clip, because it was really windy. We've just got back to the Airbnb that we're staying for the next 3 days in Sinai, in Dahab, and pretty much I'm just laying all the pieces out so I know what I'm doing now, and I'm going to give it a few hours in this location. A jacket like this is going to take like quite a lot of work hours, so I'm just figuring out how exactly I'm going to, you know, like spend the time. Got all the pieces, nothing flew away, so let's crunch down on it now and see how far we can get through it. Hello everybody. So, brand new day. I think we're on like day 5 now or something like that. I kind of smashed out a lot of these small things in the Airbnb last night, as I just showed you, mainly because when it comes down to like the wind and stuff like that, which I guess you can kind of hear in this video, it's going to make it impossible for me to be able to like finish the jacket when I'm doing all the small pieces. So I kind of got the jacket to a place now where I can just sew all the pieces together, and it kind of makes sense. I've still got to add the collar and all them little bits and bobs like the waistband and stuff, but we're in the center of Dahab. I just got myself a little scarf, and you know, Beau got one the other day, his little head wrap thing. So yeah, the guys are just taking us to breakfast right now, and it's really handy having them because I just keep getting overcharged and scammed for shit. So being able to pay the right prices for things like the scarf in these tourist shops is good. Scamming is very bad here, and I just can't be bothered for it. There's plenty of countries that you know, work super hard and don't scam you, and here it's just like everyone is out to just do you in for money, and that's kind of why we got out of the city in Cairo, and that's kind of why we're down here now. But it's the same story either way, so I guess it doesn't help that I can't speak Arabic. If I could, I wouldn't be getting scammed, obviously. We've got the sea right next to us. Right over there behind the sea we've got Saudi Arabia, and then just over that sort of direction you've got Jordan, and we're going to head into the mountains today. What a spot to have lunch, eh? And we're heading to a car that is going to take us to another location where we can sew. Hopefully today will be like the longest sewing time that I get. I've sort of prepped everything perfectly last night in the Airbnb. So yeah, hopefully I get like a super long time sewing now, undisturbed, hardly any wind, and hopefully we get some good sewing in. And yeah, I got my bag on my back and I'm all ready, so let's get it. So we've just got to this amazing spot. I'll show you what it looks like. And I'm sitting on the floor sewing on this small table, just with the foot pedal down there, so it's very interesting to see if it's going to work properly, but I'm going to give this a go. I'm doing a little top stitch on the inside lining to connect the inside with the main inside panel, and let's see if this works. Locations that we've done so far, I think this one's one of my favourites because I've never sewn sitting on the floor. I think it'd be near impossible to sew actually on the floor, but like this little small table that we're working on is really nice, and I've kind of got the hang of just like, you know, the foot control of the pedal, which works really well. So probably one of the best locations so far, I think, and the colours of the seats are going to pop in the main video that Beau's filming. The only problem is I'm nearly running out of thread, and there's definitely nowhere to get thread out here. I do have one more spool left, but it's white. We're about to jump on some ATVs. We're just waiting for half an hour before that. And then once we're on the ATVs, we will, I don't think I'm going to ride one, I'm going to jump on the back of someone else's. It's going really well so far. I'm sewing all the lining together. The wind is way better than yesterday. My arm sprint keeps catching all of the threads in, which is super annoying, but so far so good. got to the location. It's kind of a cool little park up with the quad bike and then walk up this interesting pathway. And we're basically just going up here to see if there's any way that we can sew at the top of the mountain. Because if we can, it'll be nuts.
Hold the rope while you're climbing so you don't fall.
Alright. You're gonna fall, not me. But yeah, hopefully we can sew at the top of this mountain and find somewhere. I think it's only like a 15-minute sewing session, which is fine. Just get something, at least we can get the shots that we need. We don't need to be here for too long, and then we can find somewhere in the town, maybe the beach again or somewhere where we can basically finish quite a lot of the process. But this place is insane. Special route, we're going on the special route. Everyone's going up there. We're going this way. What do you reckon? Lit. It's gonna be lit. Well done, Seif, for the bag. You're doing an amazing job. Seif's holding the bag.
This is like a secret location.
Yeah, we just said.
Knows about it.
Off the beaten path.
Yeah.
We've got to try and put the sewing machine on here. Can we try and...
Beau, did you get set up? Are you getting set up? Man's too fast.
We're going to try and get one more location. The thing is, what's great is sew on a boat. Fuck yeah, sew on a boat. If we can make it happen.
Okay, so we're gonna ask what will it cost.
Also, you know, if it's possible, you can do a jacket for the vlog. You can actually take some shots for the vlog.
Yeah. If it's possible, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I was just saying we're going to get one more location, and then whilst it's sunset, the colours are crazy. That is actually nuts. And then, yeah, maybe head back to the Airbnb and do a few more bits so that tomorrow I can come back out and just complete it and get it done. These projects are so fun always, but it is quite tedious on the planning and everything like that, and making sure that, you know, I have enough time to sew. So this sort of next session won't be rushed like the previous one, and hopefully we can just sit down and sew for a few hours. But yeah, no boat, but we are fully set up again in a perfect spot for sunset. Got the boats in the background, Beau's filming in front. We've got these amazing abandoned buildings. Everyone's chilling by the water. I'm doing the top stitching of the other armhole, and yeah. Now is probably a good time to talk to you about the sewing machine I'm using. I have custom wrapped this, as you can see right here. But it was supplied to me by a really cool company. They are Italian based, been running over 100 years. They are Necchi. Everyone, when they first start sewing, they go for the competitor sewing machines that, you know, the really famous ones that beginners use. I'm sure you know the ones I'm talking about. But I decided to go a different route and get the Necchi Q132A. That machine worked perfectly. I took that one to New York. I took it to Italy. It's a perfect sewing machine for beginners. The machine I'm using right now is a little bit different, but it's still by Necchi. This is the Necchi C35. It's in their creator series. It's pretty much a amazing sewing machine that is like that base level, not too many crazy stitches, not too many crazy dials on the machine so you get confused. If you're thinking of starting to get into the sewing sort of world, I would recommend Necchi because it's an amazing alternative to some of the other brands that are out there. And personally, I have used them from day one. This isn't a paid partnership, but I just really want to showcase like how good their machines are by using them. I would say this is an all-round perfect beginner sewing machine. I'd say it's portable, as you can tell, because I've been able to take it around Egypt perfectly. And if you're trying to learn to get into sewing, or you know, you wanna sew on the go like I am here, then this is probably the machine to get. Let's get on with sewing before the light goes down. Did the shots look good though?
Yeah. Everything looks crazy.
I'm so ready. I managed to sew a patch onto the back of the jacket. I managed to finish off the whole lining, sew both arms, top stitch the inside. I also managed to turn inside out the waistband and the cuffs, so for tomorrow when we start sewing it should be really easy to top stitch everything and go for it. Hopefully we may be able to finish the whole thing tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the Airbnb. That is a crazy day of sewing. Thank you for joining me, and we'll resume tomorrow. It is the next day, and last night I got back to the Airbnb and I basically got the jacket to a stage where I can pretty much just go out today and finish it. It's around like 2 p.m. We all stayed up quite late last night, me sewing and everyone else was just chilling, so that I can go out today and just get it sort of done, go to the location and finish stitching it. We are back at the mountains that we were at yesterday, but we are kind of on the path where we rode the quad bikes, as you can see right in front of me. That was us yesterday, but pretty much we're back at this exact location. Jacket is now in 2 pieces, so it's literally just the main jacket itself and the lining. Pretty much I'm just sewing them together today, that's the priority. So we're just doing like quick shots here in the mountains whilst we have the sunset in the mountains. And then we're gonna head to somewhere a little bit more comfortable where I can spend like 3-4 hours on the jacket itself, so yeah. I pretty much, when I was back in England, I got a zip just in case I wasn't able to get one out here, and it's very good I bought one because I haven't been able to see anywhere that had a zip. I bought it a little bit longer than the actual jacket itself. I think that's kind of a good thing because I can trim it down. But
I guess you can found a zip here.
I could have.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't see any, that's the thing. As you can see there, it's like the perfect length if I cut it around this sort of area here. So
is that the last bit then?
This is the last bit.
Why don't you do it tomorrow, like, so it actually gives you something to do, or what do you think?
Should I? Yeah, well, yeah, that's fine. We can wrap up now and then I can finish with the zip tomorrow. That is the cut zip anyway. Perfect size zip. I guess I'll catch you for the last remaining day tomorrow. Location change again, I know. We just got to Sharm el-Sheikh. The Airbnb is way nicer. I don't think me and Beau were both very happy at all with where we've been staying for the last 3 days. But I finally finished it. And we've got a way better Airbnb, everything's chill. We've got a lovely sunset. I'm about to go swimming for sunset and just chill out for this last day. I think it was amazing to get out of the city because I think me and Beau over there, we both sort of like, you know, we're kind of fed up with all the scams and stuff. But overall, it's been an amazing trip. We're cutting it short by 3 days. I got some stuff in England I need to get on with, so does Beau. The task of why we're here is to get the jacket done, and we've done so. So yeah, I intend to make a lot more of these sort of travel sewing pieces, because to be able to be on the land where the painting's from, you know, and tell stories through the garments, that's what I've always sort of hoped to do through my life. And I can sit in my studio and build one-of-one pieces, and that is amazing, but I'm stationary, so I'm trying to take sewing to a new height where I travel to different countries, make clothing based off the culture and the history of these countries themselves. Beau just modelled the jacket. It looks amazing on. It doesn't fit me. It's a medium large. I've just laid it down over there and I've got some photos, so I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like now. Overall, I think the jacket turned out amazing. I was intending to, and I did complete a type 2, which is a kind of not an Egyptian style pattern, but I guess for that I kind of wanted to showcase that, you know, anyone can build these patterns with bare minimum tools. I've literally only had my sewing machine, a pair of scissors, a table and chair, and it kind of just shows you how important it is to just get going. I know that could sound a little bit cliche, but a lot of my work, for example, a lot of my work is, you know, it's hard to do, and I've been doing this for 10 years, but realistically the only thing that, you know, got me to where I am today with being, you know, a clothing designer, I guess you could say, is that I've fucking worked my arse off and I've not been scared to just jump in the deep end and be a beginner. I do sell sewing patterns. This isn't about them, so I'm not going to talk about them, but I did make that jacket with one of my own sewing patterns, so if you know, want to check them out, go do it. But thank you so much for watching. I love the jacket. I love the print. The print is actually in my hometown in Bournemouth, the actual Edwin long original print, so I will be going to the museum and taking a photo with the jacket on in Bournemouth, my hometown in England. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, enjoyed the trials and tribulations, enjoyed me nearly breaking my hand, I think it's a sprain now because I don't have the splint on, then definitely do all the YouTube things, the like, subscribe and all that, because it helps a lot. And one of my goals is to be able to do this and do this all over the world. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, stay tuned for the next one. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And yeah, if you're interested in the video that me and Beau made, go check that out on Instagram. Catch you later.